good morning and good afternoon. Thank you for joining us from across the country for this session as part of the Capitals Coalition's Global Dialogues and our soft launch of the Capitals Hub here in Canada. Before we begin the session, in the spirit of reconciliation, I respectfully acknowledge that I live, work, and play on the traditional territories of the Blackfoot Confederacy, comprising of the Siksika, Kainai, and Piikani First Nations, the Tsuut'ina, the Lexi Nakota Nations, the Métis Nation Region 3, in the Treaty 7 region of Southern Alberta, Canada. So in Canada, we have a history of violent settler colonialism, and it has become a practice to do a land acknowledgement, just as I've shared today, to recognize the Indigenous nations whose land we're guests on. The discovery of thousands of unmarked graves of Indigenous children at sites of formal residential schools in Canada over the past few years, to me, reinforces why initiatives like the Capitals Coalition exist. We are here to make sure these types of injustices are not repeated and that we learn from our past to create a future that is inclusive, just, and prosperous for all. As we get started today, I wanted to share a tweet by Naomi Sawyers that says, if you're a non-Indigenous person and want to do something more than a land acknowledgement, start by describing your relationship to the land. Where do you come from? How did you end up here? What did you benefit, lose, or gain? When we ask ourselves these questions, we invoke the power of inquiry and curiosity, both of which can help us identify the root cause issue of our past mistakes and allow us to build common ground to move forward from. These questions also help us set the intention and orient our discussion and reflections in respect to the land on which we live. As we work on rebuilding our systems to support a thriving planet and economy, our work needs to be rooted in a relationship to the land. Constant examination of this will strengthen our relationship not only to the land, but to one another, as we are all connected and part of the same system. Acknowledging this and recognizing the intersectionality and interdependence of our societal and planetary well-being will only strengthen the solutions that we collectively create. With this in mind, we are here today to discuss Canadian perspectives on a multi-capital approach to regenerative economies.